Hi everyone, it's Marissa, and I am here with my top picks for preschool age. And for me, preschool means generally about age 3 to 5, somewhere around there. The first one that I want to talk about is Bob is a Unicorn. This is one of my favorite picture books in the whole entire world. So the very first page says, Bob is not a unicorn. Everyone can see that. Everyone except Bob. And then it goes through, and there's all these different animals that Bob is talking to, and they're all basically telling him that they don't have time for him. And what's going on? Why does he look like that? Grow up. Okay, and he's trying to get everyone to play with him, and they're all just basically dissing him. And he finally goes, oh, well. And then you turn the page, and there's this amazing fairy, and she's like, oh, you're the most beautiful unicorn I've ever seen. Do you want to play? And Bob says, oh, yes, let's play. And then you turn the page, and then you get to really see Bob and the fairy. And I think that is the cutest, sweetest book ever. And we also have this little Bob is a unicorn plush that you can get to go with it, and his little unicorn horn actually comes off. It's one of my favorites. Boombah and Dan the Taxi Man. I talk about these together because they're both about music. Boombah is a really simple story, really cute story about these animals that are making a marching band using like pots and pans and stuff like that. And then halfway through, they run into a real marching band. And it's just really cute, simple text, really cute story. Dan the Taxi Man is so awesome. So the text is, it's Dan, beep, beep, the taxi man, going to the show and picking up the band. Climb inside while you still can with Dan, beep, beep, the taxi man. And that rhythm keeps up for the whole story while he goes through and picks up all the members of the band and takes them to a show. It's really cool. How High is the Sky? This is one of our Pipkin books. Pipkin is this little penguin, and he is always asking questions, and so each one of these books is his answer to the question. So this one, he wants to know how high the sky goes. So he gets a ride from a bird, and then the bird can't take him up any higher, so then he gets a ride on a hot air balloon, and then the hot air balloon can't go up any higher, so then he gets a ride on a spaceship, and he goes up into space, and he goes higher and higher and higher. And each one of these stories comes with a poster that folds out into a real huge poster to explain the story. So this one talks about how high things are in the sky, and it's ginormous. There's also How Big is a Million, How Deep is the Sea. There's a bunch of different Pipkin ones. These two I like to talk about together too because they're two of our most popular combined volumes. A combined volume is when you take several books and put them all together in one binding. So Ted and Friends is our collection of several of our phonics readers. So these are really fun. They're designed for kids that are starting to learn to read on their own, but they're also really fun to read together because the text is fun and silly. And they also have these really nice fold-out flaps just to make them a little bit more interactive. And they actually tell more of the story. So as you can see, this page is about the nest falling. So when you open up the flap, the nest falls. And it's not just there to be a flap, it's there to further the story. So that's Ted and Friends. And the complete book of Farmyard Tales is exactly what it sounds like, the complete book of Farmyard Tales. If you're familiar with Farmyard Tales, they're very well known. Stephen Cartwright is the author and the illustrator, and he's a really well-known illustrator. These are known everywhere. So this is a collection of, I think there's 20 of these in one binding. Look Inside and See Inside. I talk about these together too because they're very similar. These are really informative nonfiction flat books. So this one is about sports, and so you can see, you can open up the flaps and it gives lots of information about different sports. And then See Inside Your Body is one of my favorite books that we have. As you can see, this is the digestive system. And it walks you through the whole digestive system all the way through eating to elimination. So the C inside, as you can see, the illustrations are a little bit more grown-up looking, and there's a little bit more text per page. These are designed for slightly older, maybe like 6 and up. And the look inside are designed for ages 3 to 5. The illustrations are just a little bit kiddier looking, and there's a little bit less text. But really, they're pretty comparable. So if we don't have the look inside that you want, and you think the see inside looks better, you would be able to make that work with your kids. Lift the Flap question and answer book is perfect for inquisitive preschoolers. It's just tons of questions. When will I stop growing? And then you lift the flap, and it talks about normally by the age of 18 if you're a girl, and if you're used later if you're a boy, yada, yada, yada. So there are over 60 flaps to lift, so 60 questions answered. Peek Inside Animal Homes and Peek Inside the Zoo. These are 2 of our brand new titles and 2 of my favorite of our brand new titles. So this just talks about all the different places that animals live. So it talks about how some animals are domestic animals and they live with people, and some animals are wild animals and they live in the pond. And it's just, they're just lift the flap, but I love the way that the information in these is presented, just the right level for a preschooler. Sleeping Beauty is one of our new noisy books, and I love this because it tells the story of Sleeping Beauty, obviously, but the music that it plays is actually the music from Tchaikovsky, from the ballet. And it's a really nice adaptation of the story, well written, again, for this age group. There's a Mouse About the House and a Squirrel's Tale. These are 2 really great interactive books, and there are little holes in every page for the mouse and the squirrel to go to, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about them because I have a video that's just about There's a Mouse About the House, so I'll post that for you as well. And then finally, I want to talk about our Big Book of Big Blank. We have a whole series that's Big Book of Big Animals, Big Book of Big Insects, that sort of thing. So this is our new title of the series, the Big Book of Stars and Planets. And these books are just really cool because they're big. I mean, they're called the Big Book for a reason. They're big. And they have lots of great big fold-out pages to make them even bigger. So here's the whole solar system. And it's pretty darn impressive when it folds out to a 4-page spread in an already big book. All right, so thank you so much. Those are our preschool books. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I will see you back at the event page. Thank you.